Hey, what's up YouTube? On this video, I'm going to share with you a few things about what's going on in the economy right now, like inflation and how the CPI index just came out and it produced the highest rate of inflation we've seen in over 30 years. And then I'd like to share with you my thoughts and feelings about our veterans and what they've done to make sure that we have the freedoms that we enjoy today. I'm recording this video on Veterans Day and you're watching it the day after, but I want you to know how I feel about our country and what's going on. So let's get started. All right, thanks again for watching the channel. This is Financial Self-Reliance. I help you learn how to manage, protect, and grow your money. If that sounds like the kind of things you want to learn about, then go ahead and click the like button, hit subscribe, and stick around for all the content that I'll be producing. I'd really appreciate if you'd like and subscribe so that we can grow the channel and get more people financially literate. All right, I'm going to share with you the CBS article that came out. It says the U.S. consumer price jumped 6.2% in October, the biggest inflation surge in more than 30 years. I don't know about you, but inflation isn't a good thing. Although we're being told that it is a good thing, which is kind of confusing. So let's take a look at what's going on Twitter right now. And these are just a few examples of what I'm seeing. So we were told by the administration, those that are in charge right now, that there was no inflation, that the economy was great, we're having the best economy ever, and that there is no inflation. Well, they can't hide the math. The numbers actually show that there is and was and will be inflationary issues going on in our economy. Well, the next thing they say, okay, there is inflation, but it's transitory, meaning it's not going to be here for very long. Well, inflation never is. There's always a cycle of that's how the economy works. It ebbs and flows and ups and downs. So of course, if there is any inflation, it's going to be transitory. But the way they're selling it, like it's this, oh, don't worry, it's only going to be here for a little while. Like it's only going to come in for the day or two and then it's going to leave and go away. It's probably not going to go away in a day or two or a week or two or a month or two. It's probably going to be here for a year or two maybe, and we'll see how long it lasts. But it's definitely not as transitory as they say it is. The next thing that we've been told here, and it says, I'll zoom in here. Okay, it's not really transitory, but actually inflation is a good thing. In all honesty, the fact that our economy ebbs and flows and has some ups and downs, and we have some corrections in the market and we have some growth in the market. Those are all true. Those are all things that happen, and they're all good because it helps the overall cycle of the economy. But to say that inflation is a good thing, like we're saying, oh yay, everybody, let's go get some more. That's not what we want. We want to keep inflation in check. Yes, it happens. Yes, it comes. Yes, it can go. But we want to do our part to make sure it doesn't stick around for very long. And we definitely want to do our part to make sure that it doesn't get out of hand. And quite frankly, with the numbers that we just saw over here on this consumer price index jumping 6.2%, that's the largest in 30 years. That's bad. That's not good. And I'm going to break that down in a minute here about some individual things. It's just interesting to me that they said at first, here's another one, this is funny. So they said inflation wasn't going to happen. Then they said inflation would be transitory. Now they're saying inflation is good for you. They were wrong then, and they are wrong now. And Pomp, whoever this guy is, he definitely nailed it. So let's go back here to this article from CBS, and let's scroll down a minute here. So just kind of go into what makes up the CPI. That's all, the whole market. That's everything. That's consumer goods, consumer products. It's the whole market of what people are buying and the cost of goods sold. So it's pretty much the whole market. As we can see here, though, if you strip out, as it says here, stripping out so it says here, stripping out the volatile food and energy prices, the CPI was only up 0.6%, which was higher than the 0.4% that they presumed. Either way, it's doing worse than what we've been told that it's doing, and that's not good. Fuel prices jumped, and I'm sure you're feeling this, but it says right here, fuel prices soared 12.3% for the month. That's a big increase. That's not something to just scoff at and say, oh, it's just going to be okay. Everything's going to be okay. Just, oh, don't... Hey everybody, nothing to see here, nothing to see here. And vehicle prices, used vehicle prices are rising 2.35% on the month and 26.4% for the year. That's another huge increase. The way things are going, a modest car is going to cost you an arm and a leg before too long. And not to mention being able to fill it with gas. Food prices also showed a sizable bounce, they say, up 0.9% and 5.3% respectively, with the food category meat, poultry, fish, and eggs collectively rose 1.7% for the month and 11.9% year over year. So food is going up. So that's one of the reasons why I've shared with you in some of my videos to get food storage. Buy food now. Have food in your closet so that when these prices continue to increase, you've already bought some cans of food and you have some supplies of food in your pantry or in your basement or somewhere that will keep you able to eat food without these prices gouging you over the weeks and months ahead. So fish and meat, I've seen things in the Build Back Better bill that's supposed to be coming out soon, and hopefully it doesn't. By the way, my opinion is that I hope it doesn't get passed, because some of the things that it says in there are going to increase this and make this even worse and exacerbate our inflation issues more, especially in the meat and food industry. Another problem is that, according to the Department of Labor, the real wages after inflation fell 0.5% from September to October. So unfortunately, not only is the cost of things that you have to buy every month going up, but your ability to earn money went down. So what you're earning is going down and what you're spending is going up, and you didn't even do anything. This is just inflation. This is just the economy in this inflationary situation that we're in right now. This is why it's important to be financially literate and understand economics, because you might just be doing your own thing, living your best life, and all of a sudden the price of goods goes up and you're not prepared for that. Well, if you're not self-reliant, if you're not financially aware of what's going on, so if you're spending all of your money every month, all the money that you make from your job or your business, and you're not putting any money aside or investing, or you don't have a positive cash flow where you have a difference between how much money's coming in and what's going out. If you don't know how much money's coming in and what's going out, and all of a sudden the cost to buy things and live in a normal everyday life just increased 6%, but your ability to earn that money went down 0.5%, that's a big deal. That's almost 7% when you really think about it and calculate it. A negative 0.5 on your earnings and a positive 0.62 on your spending, that's a gap now of almost 7%. So this is a quote right here. Inflation is clearly getting worse before it gets better. You can read the rest of it there, but that's the reality of we're in right now. So hopefully you're taking time to really get down and double down on your money and your budget and make sure how much you're spending and you're earning. You literally have to be earning 6% or more just to keep pace with inflation in your investments. So look at your savings account. Look at your investment accounts. If you're not earning at least 6%, you're going backwards. If you're not earning 2 or 3% in your savings accounts, you're going backwards really fast. Right now, bank accounts pay 0.1, 0.2, 0.01 in some cases 0.3. But if you can get a better rate of return on your savings, better rate of return on your investments, you're going to be at least keeping pace with inflation, and you've got to at least be doing 6%. So not only are we going to have huge inflation issues, but we also know that the supply chain is under attack right now. Make sure that you go out and do your shopping and do it as soon as possible, because if prices continue to increase, it's only going to get worse from here. And so if you're out in the store and you're shopping and you see anything on the shelves, you might get a hint as to what's really going on with our economy and why it's really this bad and who's been responsible for it getting this bad. So let's go. I'd like to transition now really quickly into sharing with you some of my thoughts and feelings about our country and our veterans. Today is November 11th, on the day I'm recording it. You'll be watching this November 12th. I've never served in the armed forces, but I have a lot of respect for the men that do. I've known a lot of men that have, and women. I have a lot of friends that have served in the armed forces in various branches, and I've had a lot of really good conversations with those men and women, some of the most faithful, loyal men and women this world has to offer. And they paid the price. They paid an ultimate price. And I really want you to know how much I appreciate all that you've done. If you're alive today as a veteran, if you've had a veteran that's passed away and paid that ultimate price, I want you to know that my thoughts, feelings, and prayers are with you. And some of the freedoms that these men and women have fought for are under attack. We're being redesigned and redeveloped as a nation. And I don't think that some of these men and women who have paid this price would appreciate the way things are going. So I want you to realize that the price of freedom gives us the opportunity to be able to be free, to be able to do the things that we can do in our society, in our environment. Countries that don't have the same freedoms don't have the same opportunities. You cannot create wealth in a country like Venezuela right now. You cannot create wealth in a country like Cuba. You cannot create wealth in several countries throughout this world right now because the governments are so heavy-handed, and the tyranny that these governments rule with over their people is ridiculous. Our country The United States of America, where I live, is designed and developed to be a free country. You cannot have financial freedom if you don't have freedom. You can't have wealth and the creation of wealth. You can't build a business. You can't have a side hustle. You can't build your life in a way that you want to accomplish your goals and dreams unless you have the freedoms to do so. And the more that we realize and recognize that our liberties and our freedoms are critical and of absolute foundational importance to our ability to be able to create wealth and to be able to grow our finances and to be able to obtain any degree of financial education, financial independence. To be able to have financial independence, you need to have an environment where you're free and you're independent and you have the liberties wherewith to build that financial independence. And now I know this is a finance channel, but I want you to realize that without the freedoms that we enjoy in this country and throughout the world, we cannot have financial freedom, we cannot have financial independence, and we can't retire early and enjoy the fruits of our labors. If we live in a tyrannical society where people are mandating things and telling us what to do, where to do, how to live, where to live, and doing things to us that we don't have the freedom of choice to do, we will not have a free society and we will not be able to accomplish our goals and dreams. If you really truly believe in financial freedom and financial independence, make sure that we have an environment wherewith we are free and have the liberty to be able to build wealth, build financial independence, and then enjoy the fruits of our labors and have an environment, a country, a society where we can actually live harmoniously and enjoy and have joy in being able to do that. Stop letting people tell us what to do. Stand up for your God-given rights. The Constitution says that we have the rights to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness or the pursuit of properties, and that is building wealth. That is the only way that we can build true wealth. This country was the first experiment in a government that allowed the people to rule, to grow and develop, and to create something great. Let's not lose that. Let's not lose the freedoms that we've enjoyed. I hope you're planning and preparing for the inflation that's coming, and it's only going to get worse. I highly recommend that you buy some gold and silver. Gold and silver is inflationary hedge. I highly recommend that you do your due diligence to make sure that you're making more money than you're spending, although that's really hard to do right now. And take a look at what is happening in the world today and make sure that you're fighting for the freedoms that we've all enjoyed and that we don't lose those freedoms so that we can continue to enjoy them. I hope you have a great day, and I look forward to seeing you on the next video.